Um, Randy, I did not recognize you until somebody took your name last night. I know your wife very well. She was a beautiful, gorgeous girl, beautiful voice, beautiful singer. Back in the day, I was suffering from whooping cough. It never seemed to go away. I had it for days, weeks. She came down and she gave me a bottle of vitamin C tablet. And she said, take extra for a week. Don't worry about taking extra dose, it will just come out of your system. Since then, I'm a big fan of vitamin C. I want to talk to you about how my journey began from this place. Hear me out, all right? It's not about me. Stay with me. How it all unfolded. In those days, Brother Philip's ministry was one-on-one with every single person that came through. And I was one of the result of that. And I felt honored that he had so much time one-on-one with me. Everywhere he goes, he took me. I felt respected, honored, self-belonging. And where I stand today is all because he made me who I am. He would ring me up in the morning, as he did all the other times, and said, "You home, James? Are you doing anything?" And I said, "Yeah, come." So he picked me up, and then he goes and picked Annie up from his house, take her to the hospital where she worked, and then we go do other things that he did, like banking, post office. Then he'll drive to the coffee house, which was the very top end of Mark Street, the famous Chinese place where they had scones and tea. And then on the way back, he stopped right over there, just off the Dombati Road. And he said to me, he said, "James, do you see that building up there? It's on the market. It's for sale. And I'm claiming that for our church." And that still sits in my head as fresh as he said it yesterday. And it wasn't not too long before we were pulling the walls down and making room for the church service. And leading up to those days, we had church people coming from all walks of life. Church was always packed. We had so many Sunday schools going on. And he came up to me and said, "Very soon we're going to meet the 100 mark." And we did. One day we had 108, and Andy stood in the front stage, if you picture the old building, with all the kids around her, and she started to break this record. And she couldn't break it because it was a vinyl. The following Sunday, somebody gave her a 78 RPM record, which was slate, and it was easily broken, like Tim Tam. And we had those numbers for many years. And Brother Philip always believed that when you have a good Sunday school, successful Sunday school, your church will be successful and glory. I remember that very well. It's one out of the way. I wrote it in my business card. You remember in those days, Brother Philip used to drive a Mazda, famously known as Z119. Everywhere he goes into the rural area, people come running and say, "Hey, that's Z119. That's Philip. What is he doing there?" Then there were others ducking for cover, don't want to be told, "Why you're not in church?" I learned how to drive in that car. I took Priscilla out on a first date. One day, Philip asked me to go pick his brother up from the Parliament House and drive him to the airport. His brother was a member of Parliament at the time and also the mayor of Lambasa. And that's when everything changed in my life. But I have no regrets. A few years back, Brother Philip and Andy were in Melbourne, and he was speaking that morning at the Northside Christian Centre. The word was around, a lot of locals came. We were sitting in the front row, and I tapped Brother Philip's shoulder, and he said, just turn around and look behind us. And he goes, that's half my church members are here. Do you know there are Kineans everywhere? There's so many in New South Wales, in Victoria, where I live, in Canada and New Zealand. I have met a Kinean as far as Cape Town. Brother Philip, you have touched so many Kineans that are everywhere. You are testament to all these people. One day we will all be up there together with you, rejoicing. Brother Philip also suspended me from church. I copped it in the chin and saved it like a gentleman. I saved it sitting in the naughty chair for a few weeks. One day he comes up to me and said, come with me. He took me to the Golden Dragon nightclub. This is Sunday after church. And Ken Judge, the owner of the Golden Dragon nightclub, was right in the front with a sliding screen door. And he saw Philip, this tall man with white shirt and black tie. And he said, what can I do for you, Padre? He said, we want to go into the music shop, which was next to it, on the ground level. Without a moment's hesitation, he slid the screen door open. He took us through the nightclub. And there was a dance the night before. It was bottles everywhere, cigarette butts, smelly. We tiptoed and went through the back into the music room. And I walked out from there with a brand new bass guitar. And that was a good way of saying to me, James, your naughty days on the chair is over. Lastly, Brother Philip and Nathan Gander had organized a combined water baptism service in Flagstaff. And Priscilla and I, we got baptized the same day. At that time, I didn't know Priscilla. And that was the day I laid my eyes on her. There was sleepless in Kinoya. There was love in the air. It was boom, 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 boom. And Philip, you have baptized us. You married us. You dedicated my 2 kids to the Lord. You were at our home several times for counseling and prayer. I remember there was a difference between me and Priscilla where we wanted to throw kitchen sink at each other. And you were there counseling us. It's been 39 years. On 1st of July, we got married. We were married. And we went through some thick and thin times. And it's all because of you we are standing here. We are solid and a soulmate. Priscilla could not be here because of some medical reason. My daughter always said that, Dad, you always talk about Philip and Annie. He said, are they your godparents? He said, you can say that. They're my spiritual leaders. They made me who I am today. Where I stand is all because of them. Priscilla and I, sister and brother Philip, we love you dearly. You will be always in our prayers. And we will always want to come and support and help you. And I wish that you will continue to minister and touch many more lives. Before I finish, I lost a book that you gave me many, many years ago. It's called God's Sovereignty and Man's Stewardship. It's only a tiny little book. It's so powerful. Every time I read, I get goosebumps. I get chills run down my spine. I feel God's presence just come through me. And I so much wanted to open the pages and show to his grandkids his marks and notes, highlights. I lost it yesterday. But I think I have another copy. And you had a workshop going on for a little while, and I did not attend, and you were disappointed, and you gave me that book at that time, said, I want you to read it. And I did. I made a copy before I returned the original to you. So if you get a chance, dig it out from your library shelf, and get a workshop going for the youth of this. It's very good, powerful. So once again, I just want to thank you all for making me feel so special and welcome. And I want to thank you for all the hospitality. And I hope to come back and share more with you. I can keep going on and on, but it's getting late. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alden. Excuse me. By the way, I still have that Z11 number in here, my password. Every time, I've just revealed my password on one of my bank account details.